record. All right, thank you for joining me. The first thing I wanted to cover tonight, and again, thank you for being with me, is I sent attached to the notice yesterday or earlier this week when I sent you the reminder about tonight's meeting, where you should be, what you have due this semester, according to which DRF you're in, and I have them all on the screen. Now, 699 students, those are folks who are just working on their task stream portfolio and their competency folio. So that's all you have left. You've already done everything else. And so, but just as a reminder for the 699s, everything in your DRF portfolio has to be done. And please remember that your competency folio has to be complete before you can transfer it over to your DRF portfolio. And if you go to our XM intern shell, I have two shells that you can use, either one that has my name on it, the clinical shell, or the XM shell. The XM shell has in it the directions for transferring your competency folio back over to the DRF so it can be evaluated once you've completed it. So please remember, even though you may complete your competency folio, you then have to move it over to your DRF portfolio where you put your evidence artifacts so that it can be uploaded and graded. And there's a video in the XM shell how to do that. If you don't have that, go to the XM shell. So here's what is due for everybody this semester according to what DRF you're in. If you're a fall 16 person, 5-semester master's program, you got to finish, no matter where you are, you got to finish your 6 evidence artifacts. You got to finish the 3rd round of your 21 competencies in your competency folio. And you've got competency analysis and SOE dispositions. Please remember that in PSYOP task 6, you will write all your competencies. You just copy and paste those into competency analysis. Okay? So please remember that.
Say that again, Dr. Lamb.
Let me say that again. When you do the PSYOP, task 6, you will write all the 21 competencies. What you did is a kind of a final reflection on how you met those 21 competencies. You take and copy and paste those into your 605 competency analysis and only have to write them one time.
Okay.
Okay? So that's a good question. That's a great question. So let's look at that right quick. So if we looked at the scale handbook, and you tell me if it doesn't come up on the screen, I supposedly have my desktop sharing, so hopefully it'll come up. If we go to SOP task 6, task 5, excuse me. Candidates summarize what was learned through the competencies were evident.
It hasn't came up yet, Dr. Lamb.
Pardon?
It hasn't came up yet.
Okay, let me do new share then. Come on.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, so you have to summarize what you've learned through the competency process, and will be featured in the competency folio. So what you've learned through all those competencies that you did in the 3 rounds of 21, you kind of summarize what you've learned under each of those 6. You have to write that for task 6 of your SOP, the final task. Now, you take and copy and paste them into competency analysis for 605. Let me show you that now. I had to take and close everything. We got to get rid of Spotify here. Come on, there we go. So when you go to your DRF, and you go to competency analysis in 605. Come on and load. I had to close everything to get my email to come back up. I had all this stuff loaded. And let me go to your view so you'll see what. Okay. I think it'll show up in this one. No, that's the wrong one. Ouch, don't do that. It'll show up in the. Come on. Yeah, it'll show up here. Yeah. So when you get to 605 and you see that the last thing that you got to do in your course is competency analysis, when you click on that, and it will come up in just 1 second. Come on. There it comes. Edit view your responses. You take what you wrote, and if there's a box there, if there's not, you don't have to do this. Now, I believe there'll be a box for some of you in 2016 in that DRF, that fall 16. If there are not boxes there, all you have to do is click on MET for all of these. If there are boxes there, and I'm going to look on that one in just 1 second here. If there are boxes there, you have to copy and paste what you wrote in task 6. If there aren't boxes there, you just click on MET. But I believe, and I hope I'm wrong, we took some of these were taken out and some of them were left in. And so let me look at it's not going to let me out yet. Let me go back to the 16 one. For some reason, my 16 one's not showing up under student view. I'll have to go to my view and look at it. Come on. All right. Here we go. Let's look and see what's in fall 16. I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping very much that this one won't have those boxes, but if they do, you know what to put in them. That's the good thing. Is it not going to let me look at them? Of course not. But you folks who aren't in that one, you should, the 17 people, you shouldn't have to do that. But 16 people, if you have to, and that would be Brent and Janaea, if you have to, you just copy and paste. If there's a dialog box, you just copy and paste into it. If not, you just click on MET. That's the only thing that I am unsure of. Because some students tell me, well, I had boxes and it wouldn't let me submit. Some tell me I didn't have boxes. And so, as you can see, some of them do and some of them don't. It's according to when you registered or something. I don't really understand that. That requirement was dropped later on by the state, and so we don't have any control over that. But I have a fix for you if the boxes are there. Just copy and paste what you put in SIOP Task 6, and you'll be good. That will pass. If you don't have boxes, just click on MET and go on. Remember, that's a state portfolio. I don't have any control over what goes in that. I'd make it consistent if it was up to me, but since I don't have control over that, we just have to deal with it. But I do have a fix for you if boxes do pop up. So remember, if you don't get any boxes, don't complain. That's a good thing. If you have them, you just copy and paste what's in task 6 of your SOP, and you're good to go. So back to this screen. All right. So if you're in the spring 17 5-semester program, you're in 604 this semester. You don't have any dispositions or analysis due. You got to complete your second round 21 competency evidence proofs. Remember, on that competency folio, just put me in. It's just artifacts. It's just icons. It's proofs. It's pictures. It's screenshots. It's things. Put things in there. You don't have to write any explanation. Just put things in there that prove that you did the work that you said you did. That's what that folio is for. That's where I get the most questions. What am I supposed to put in there? Well, if you went to a meeting and there was an agenda, you take a picture of that agenda and load it in there, and you're good to go. The only thing to remember about competency folio, and most of you have already figured this out. Let me go back to new share here and go back to my desktop. The only thing about the competency folio that gives anybody any trouble is selecting the proper button to upload the material that they're trying to upload. If you have a picture, that's a JPEG. If you have a screenshot, that's a PNG. If you have a scan, that's usually designated by a number. And so if you want to upload something under communication, it gives you a series of buttons, of choices how to upload that. If you use the wrong one, it many times will give you an error statement, but sometimes it'll act like it uploaded it, and then when I go to look at it, it's not there. So as a rule of thumb, if you've done a scan, that goes in using text and images, or if you're uploading a PDF file, use text and images. If you're showing me a Prezi or a PowerPoint, use the slideshow button. If you are using a Word document or an Excel spreadsheet, use attachments. If you have an MP4 video, use video. If you have a YouTube link to a video, use the link button. And so those are your choices here, but make sure you use the proper button for the type of media you're trying to upload. Otherwise, when I get it, it'll be request comments and there won't be anything there. That's becoming more and more common, unfortunately. So make sure that you know what kind of media if you take a picture with your phone, which is perfectly acceptable, a quick and easy way to do things, that will be a JPEG. If you're using a JPEG, use text and images to upload a JPEG because that's an image. But use the proper button, you should be good. Remember that there is no, I have incorporated digital learning competencies into the others, and so you don't do digital learning, and if yours has anything other than that, you just go down through Visionary. You can upload your logs here for comments, but there is nothing to do under digital learning competencies. That is not a live link. They've been integrated into the others. Now, when you go in and upload and you want me to comment, there is a request comment button. If yours doesn't have a request comment button, and that happens from time to time as well, you have to let me know. That's not something that you've done as an error or me. I have to call TaskStream and they'll put you that button in. We have one of those this week. That's been happening more and more frequently as well. Now, I don't know why. It's just one of the technical glitches in the program. But we can't fix it on our end. I have to call TaskStream and have them fix it. So if you, for whatever reason, make sure that you're on the proper page, on your edit content page, And if there's no request comment button, then you got to let me know. Now, when you request comments, when you click on that button, you've uploaded your material. You can upload several of these at one time and request comments at one time, and I'll get one email. Or you can do them one at a time. It just takes longer. Say you put 5 in, the first 5, you can click on all 5 of them, as you can see, hopefully on the pop-up screen, and continue, and then pick my name out of the list, and then continue and request comments from me. Where's my name on this list?
You pass it.
There I am. That way, when I get the one email, it'll have 5 things highlighted for me to review. Or you can do them one at a time. It just takes a lot longer to do them one at a time. So you can do multiples at one time. Comments on this. Now, this is going to be, I'll say, yeah, that's good, or no, that's not good. That's all, you know, but most of the time it's just going to be, yep, that's good, we'll go on. When you get all 3 rounds in here, you will then move this over to your DRF. Now, again, in your XM, let me go to, no, not there, here. Let me go to Blackboard. The XM shell that you used to communicate with me is still here, and I've got a new one. I'd prefer that y'all continue to use the XM shell. If you click on that XM shell in Blackboard, it'll load here. Is it spinning? Now it is. When you load that shell, there's a video in here. There's one on how to set up your competency folio. You folks are already past that. I'm going to move that out of the way. And then there's a video on how to upload your video, how to upload your competency folio and task stream, and it tells you how to do it right here. You do it from your DRF portfolio page. You go to that screen, you watch this video, and then when you go to task stream, you go back to your DRF portfolio. Once you finish your competency folio, you go over there. And down here at the bottom, where it's got Final Competency Folio, you click on that button and follow the directions in that video, and you can upload your completed folio over here and submit it for evaluation, and it's just pass-fail. So when you get it done, if you get it done early, that's fine. Whenever you get all 63 of your competency pictures, icons, artifacts, agendas, minutes, when you get them all in there, you watch that video. It tells you how to use this. It's pretty easy, but watch the video. It's 4 minutes long. Come over here and follow those directions. Upload it, submit it for evaluation here. Once you have all of your internship logs from every semester that you're in the program that have 80 hours on them, you upload them all here and submit them for my evaluation as well. So you know all these other things that you have to do here. School of Ed dispositions, you can do them at any time in 605. Competency analysis, if you have the boxes, copy and paste from SIOP Task 6. If you don't, just click on all the MET buttons and submit that. And so that should be all the things other than your evidence artifacts that you need to worry about. Back to our Blackboard. If you're not in 605 this semester, if you're in 604, it tells you what you have to do here. If you're in the regular program and you're in 603 semester, if you're in 602, it has what you do. Everything that you need to do is here on this list. And again, if you're in 699, you're just to finish all your evidence artifacts and your DRF, all your competency analysis, all your SOEs, upload your internship logs for evaluation, finish your competency folio, and upload it for evaluation. That's what you have to do. So that should be a pretty good primer on what to do. Now, for you folks who are doing the PSYOP, it looks like it's real involved, and it is, but there is a shortcut to doing the PSYOP. There is a shortcut on how to do it, and I have that in the XM. Let me go back to my desktop again, share screen, switch over back to Blackboard. In this same XM shell, if I can get it to roll back up now, come on, there it goes. Over here, I have under intern materials. This is very important. This is going to save you about a month's worth of work. That's not where it is. Come on, open up. Well, let me look one more time. Okay. Let me see if I've got it in the other one. In my new shell, and I'll move it over to this shell. In my new shell, let's see if it's in the, I know it is, I had it up a few minutes ago. Yeah, there it is. Under templates in the new shell, it says clinical internship LAM. I've got a PSYOP final evidence template. This is very important. This is going to save you about a month's worth of work. You're going to think, I'm not going to make it. My time's running out. But if you will open this document, if you haven't seen it before, if you will open this document that I've got under templates, and I'll put that over in the XM shell as well. It's currently under the shell that you've got that says clinical internship LAM. But I'll put it under the old XM shell. You can get in either one of these shells and pull this out. And I'm going to email it to you as well. When I send you the link tonight, I'm going to attach this. This tells you where you can go in the evidences that you've already done and find that information. So for all this stuff that they want you to pull out of task 1, background and the information, description, the setting, you wrote that and skip task 1, prompt 1. All you got to do is copy and paste it. Don't have to write another one. All these things that they're asking you for here in prompt 1, I can tell you exactly each of the tasks where you will find that stuff. Again, it's a copy and paste. Now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different tasks represented in that one prompt right there. It would take you 2 weeks to write all that stuff, but you've already written it if you just know where it is. And so if you'll look what I've got in red right here, I tell you, just go copy and paste these things. And that will do it. And I've done that for every one of them because multiple tasks are represented in these. If you start trying to write this stuff again, this would take a month easy. to write all this stuff. But if you can just copy and paste it, because it's multiple, many as 7, 8, 9 different prompts are represented in these questions. All that information that you've already done one time. And so I've got it for every one of them where you can just go do a copy and paste and pull it out. Can't be any simpler than that. You ought to be able to knock this one out in 2 to 4 hours rather than a month. My gift to you.
Thank you.
This will make your journey much easier, much easier. So when you get to the SOP, when you start reading these prompts and you're like, oh my God, that'll take me 2 weeks to get all that stuff together. Well, it won't. Take you an hour or so, because I tell you exactly where to go, and it's a simple copy and paste. You don't even have to change the wording. It's a simple copy and paste. Put it all in the order that I've got it, and you're good to go. And you'll get a great score. Everything will be good. So I'm going to send you this tonight. I'm going to put it in the XM shell, but I'm going to send it to you again. So don't panic when you hit the SOP. I get so many calls and emails. Oh my Lord, I've got a week left and I've got all this to do. You got plenty of time. You know, one Saturday afternoon, you can knock the SOP out before it gets supper time. It's fairly easy. If you know what, just follow the directions. Just, you know, if it says task 1 in the app cell, it says 1 through 3, copy all of them at one time. Boom, put them in there. Then go to the next one, copy and paste. You don't even have to do linking that. Just copy and paste under each section. Boom, and you're done. All right, so that's the SOP. That's the bear in this program. But if you have this document, it's fairly easy. All right. Questions you have for me, you can send me. I know you've got you're getting feedback in your classes on your evidence artifact work on your task. If you need me to chime in, you know you can always throw it in the XM shell or in my clinical shell, and I'll review your work and get back to you same day. Now, if you put it in too late at night, it might be the next morning. I go pretty late, except during Olympic season. I knock off about 9 o'clock during Olympics and watch a couple hours of the Olympics at night. But once the Olympics are over with, I'll be going back to 11 or 12 again at night. But right now, I'm knocking off at 9. And then I pick back up the next morning. I got to catch a couple hours of the Olympics. But once that's done, we're back to 11 or 12 again. But I'll get back to you quickly. You know I will. So if you've got questions about, you know, your work, if you need comments, me to look at it right quick, I will do that. If it's going good in your class and you're getting feedback from your instructor and your peers, don't let me slow you down. Go as fast as you can. According to what program you're in, if you get behind, it's hard to catch up. So that's the main thing, is don't let yourself get behind. But I will I'll send you that document later tonight, that SIP, and I'll put it in the XM shell as well. Any questions for me? Now's your time. Now's time for questions. Well, I kept it at 30 minutes. I'm sorry to be late tonight. Again, my email crashed about 5:45 tonight. It took me about 25 minutes to get it up and running again, which is a usual for Wednesday nights. So if you've got nothing else for the good of the group, I appreciate you being with me. I'll send this video out to everybody. Hope that it was fairly clear. If you have questions, don't hesitate to call or email, and make sure to understand that you've got that SIP in your pocket, that's going to be an easy one when you get to the end. You get all the rest of your work done. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. I'm going to sign off now. I've got another class coming up here in just a few minutes, and I got to see if I can get the email to work for it. But please be in touch if there's anything you need from me. If you need a visit, if you change schools, I need to get by Greensboro and see Nicole and Kevin. I was by there the other day, but I hadn't called in advance. But let me know, and I'll be glad to come by.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me get this. I've got one here. Thank you. All right, good to see everybody. Y'all have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.